Welcome to this lecture on dynamic programming. This technique, dynamic programming, was given by Richard Bellman in 1950. He was working with Rand Corporation. Earlier name to this technique was not dynamic programming. There is the story behind this name. Earlier name to this dynamic programming technique was multi-stage optimization technique. It so happened that this Rand Corporation was employed by Air Force, and that time Mr. Wilson used to be the Defense Secretary, and he was a bit whimsical person, and he was hatred of the words like research. He used to go furious, violent whenever he used to listen the words like research, mathematical research on top of it. He used to go violent. Then, in the project which was to be carried out with Air Force, Richard Bellman was in this team and he was supposed to meet to Mr. Wilson. That time he was knowing the problem with Mr. Wilson, that he gets furious, violent by listening to words like research, mathematical research, and he wanted to avoid these words. So many thoughts ran through his brain, and suddenly, while putting the name of this technique, multi-stage optimization technique, he quoted that technique as dynamic programming. Programming was very common term those days because you had linear programming technique, mathematical programming, etc. Words were very common, so there was no big deal in name this part of the name programming. Dynamic was the word just came out of his mouth when he was discussing with Mr. Wilson. And later, this name became very popular. The techniques which were and the applications which were handled by dynamic programming gave the solution to many intricate problems. So that is how the name came, and people still are trying to defend this name which just spontaneously came out. So many times it is asked what is dynamic in dynamic programming, so don't try to defend dynamic word in dynamic programming. Alright? Anyway, Richard Bellman gave the philosophy of optimization, that the optimization can be reached. You can get the optimum solution to the problem if the problem is broken into multiple stages and written at any stage. If it is compiled by using two components, one component being the written for the stage concerned, and another component is the optimal written till previous stage, right? So if you compile the written this way, again I repeat, if you compile the written by taking two components, one component is the written for the stage concern with which you are concerned, and the other component is the optimal written till previous stage. Okay, this statement which you made is famous by Bellman's principle, by name Bellman's principle of optimality. Okay, here I write Bellman's principle of optimality. What he said? Optimal solution for any problem can be obtained by breaking the problem into multiple stages in multiple stages. So this is rather the condition for using dynamic programming. It should be possible for you to break the problem into multiple stages. Okay, and the return, what this return is, we'll be talking soon. The return at any stage is compiled by using two components. One, return for the stage concerned, and second, optimal return till previous stage. Okay, this statement you will understand as we go through various problems and we solve them by dynamic programming. Okay, so we'd straightway take a problem which we will be solving by dynamic programming, and very famous one problem is shortest route problem. Okay, the shortest route problem will give you the idea of dynamic programming, philosophy of dynamic programming, implementation of dynamic programming philosophy, and some of the terms which are commonly used in dynamic programming will also be clear to you as we proceed through this problem, and some of the terms will be clear to you as we'll be seeing second or third problem. In this lecture, we'll be seeing only one problem by dynamic programming, that is shortest route problem. Okay, before we go on to that, the terms which are very common, which will be very commonly used in dynamic programming, will be one you have come across, that is stage. Okay, because you have to break the problem into multiple stages, right? Then second is the state. Okay, then third one is alternative, right? Next is remaining value of state. Right, then is return. This also you have come across in the definition, in the Bellman's principle of optimality. Return, and then optimal return. Okay, now stage, you understand, state is in general, for implementation purpose, I will be stating state as the assumed limit of the constraint. Okay, and you will understand what precisely the state is as when we will be implementing or when we'll be writing the values of state in this problem and in subsequent problems. Okay, then alternative are various ways of reaching to particular various ways of doing certain thing. Okay, from which you have to choose one, or you will be choosing one. Okay, or many, right? Then remaining value of state. Return is what objective function is in linear programming problem. Okay, return is what objective function is in linear programming problem or fitness function is in genetic algorithm, because this philosophy was given independent of linear programming techniques to solve linear programming problem. Okay, so the terminology which is used in the LPP or simplex method is not just carried here. This every technique will be having their own set of words to refer to same thing which are referred by some different name in different method. So what objective function is in LPP or simplex method is written in dynamic programming. Then optimal return is the best return. Okay. So, coming on to shortest route problem, right? In this problem, the problem you are drawing a network, and that network signifies the connections between various destinations, right? So you first of all will have to draw this kind of network to find out the shortest path between two destinations. Here the network is drawn between destination 1 to destination 11. In between 1 to 11 there are destinations like 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in the next stage there are 6, 7, 8, and then the next stage there are 9, 10, and lastly there is 11. You may be required to find the shortest route between any two destinations, not necessarily those will be starting and ending destination. It could be you have to find the shortest route between 2 to 10, okay, or 5 to 9, okay. But we will be finding the shortest route between 1 to 11. The technique which we use to find the shortest route between 1 to 11 will be equally applicable for finding the shortest route between any two destination, for that matter 2 to 10 or 5 to 9. Now, as might be clear to you, that you have to break the problem into multiple stages. Okay, this is a natural way of optimization. Whenever this problem is given to you E1, okay, we will not be seeing whole problem all at once. We'll be taking the scanning view of the problem, which will lead us to optimal solution, right? Unlike the simplex method, wherein all the variables are dealt with all at once, okay, that are mathematical methods wherein mostly all the variables or everything involved in the situation is dealt all at once. But here in dynamic programming, the scanning view of the problem is taken as we do. So problem is broken into multiple stages, right? So this would be your first stage. I will write here stage 1, okay, and the decisions of how to break the problem will mostly be problem dependent, okay, and problem itself will be giving you the clues of decomposing the problem, breaking the problem into various stages. Okay, here of course it won't be helpful to you to break the problem like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay, it won't be much helpful. So I won't be discussing much on how to break the problem into multiple stages. Rather, let it be driven by your own intuitions, and by working on number of problems, you will you yourself will come to know how to break the problem into various stages. Okay, stage 2 here, then stage 3 here, right, and stage 4 lastly. So what we'll be doing every time when we'll be looking at this problem, first we will look at the problem only till this point. Okay, then we'll be looking at this problem till this point, then we'll be looking at this problem till this point, and then lastly we'll be looking at the problem till this point. Okay, that is why we break the problem into multiple stages. It is for taking a scanning view of the problem. All right, then we will be analyzing the problem till stage 1. Okay, so here stage 1, the top, you just focus on the skeleton I devise for every stage analysis, and that kind of skeleton mostly you have to use in various problems you want to solve by dynamic programming. Then right here you have written the stage 1, you know what stage 1 means. Then comes states. Okay, now what the state is meaning. Okay, you basically have to reach from 1 to 11. Actually, I said to you that it is the assumed value of the constraint, right? The simple few words I'm stating for taking the value of states, right? But here the constraint is not that visible. So understanding state in the light of the definition given by me, that is, it is the assumed value of state, won't work much here. But anyway, when I want to reach to destination 11 and I am just taking the view till this point, then the states for me become that I may be reaching to 2. I may be reaching to 3, I may be reaching to 4, I may be reaching to 5. Okay, there is some course of action you are thinking of taking. Okay, and sometimes you will have dilemma between what I am talking about or what I am thinking about, whether that is the state or alternative. Okay, but by going through various problems, you will have the capacity to distinguish between the state and alternative. Now that I have written the states, now all alternatives which are available to me, whatever I can do for reaching to 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll be writing here. So first alternative, here what I write first is the alternative number. You can have your own system of writing this alternative section. Here I write alternative. Alright. The first alternative. What is that first alternative? You should write enough details about that alternative here. First alternative available to me is reach travel route 1 2. Okay. Then second alternative likewise will be use route 1 3. Third alternative is use route 1 4. Fourth alternative is use route 1 5. So far nothing mathematical. Or whatever we are doing is the modeling of or representation of the processes going in our brain, naturally going in our brain when we think on this problem, but presented in a systematic way. Okay, so when we start from 1 and reach to 2, we have to, for reaching to 2 we have to travel 7 kilometers distance. Okay, all the distances are given in say kilometers, so here I write 7 kilometers. Okay, and then 1 to 3 distance is 9 kilometers, then 1 to 4 distance is 7 kilometers, and then 1 to 5 distance is 6 kilometers. Okay, this I have written just for ready reference, or if I don't write this, then every time I will have to go to upper figure and find this kilometer distances. Distance here is the return. Why? Because our concern here is to minimize the distance traveled. Okay, so everything concerning to distance is the return. These are the returns. Whatever I have written in the red and encircled are the returns. RETURNS. Okay. Now this body, this square will be writing here. We will be writing the returns. Now suppose say I want to reach to 2. Okay, then I have to question to myself whether this alternative will be useful for this state. Okay, will 1 to lead me to 2? Yes, it will. And if it leads me to 2, then what is the distance I have to travel? That is 7 kilometers. Right from here I am taking. I don't have to see this figure again. Everything required is written in the alternative section. Okay. Then, is this alternative useful to me or not for this state? No, it is not, because it is route 1 3 and 1 3 is not leading me to 2. So, it is not useful. So, if the alternative is not useful, then you simply have to write the dash there. You don't have to write the returns. Returns are to be written if the alternative you can use, alternative is useful to you. Then coming on to second state 3, if I want to reach to 3, then 1 2 is not helpful to me, 1 3 is helpful to me, and the distance which I have to travel is 9 kilometers. This is written matrix. Okay, this is written body. Okay, then 1 to 4 also is not going to be helpful to me. 1 to 5 is also not going to be helpful to me if I want to reach to 3, destination 3, node 3. Then if I want to reach to node 4, then 1 2 is not helpful to me. First alternative not helpful, second not helpful, third helpful. That is therefore the distance to be traveled 7 kilometers. And then 1 5 again not helpful. Then coming on to state 5, that is reaching to node 5. Okay, 1 2 is not helpful, 1 3 is not helpful, 1 4 is not helpful, 1 5 is, and the distance to be traveled 6. Okay, nothing so far is mathematical. Okay, because I am writing few numbers, you are having the feeling that it is mathematical. It is simply the representation of what naturally goes in our brain. Okay, so these are the returns, and here optimal return I will be writing. Optimal return. And this I will be representing by R star, and return I will be representing by R. Okay, by now it must be clear to you that R is a function of state which itself is indicated by B. The normal convention for referring to state is B. For referring to alternative is U. Okay, different books might be using different nomenclature, different abbreviation for indicating alternative state. For the student seeing this lecture, it will be better to refer state by B and alternative by U, because the coming lectures will be doing that only. So return, this is the function of B and U, state and alternative, right? And optimal return is the function of B only, because it is specific to state only. So if I want to reach to 2, minimum distance which I have to travel is 7 kilometers. If I want to reach to 3, minimum distance I want to travel is 9. If I want to reach to 4, minimum distance I want to travel is 7. And if I want to reach to 5, the minimum distance I want to travel is 6 kilometers. These are basically the state and return association. Okay. This was that way obvious, but I wanted to introduce this skeleton to you. Otherwise, just by seeing this figure, this figures, you would have said that if I want to reach to 7 kilometers, I have to travel. If I want to reach to 9 kilometers, I have to travel, and so on. Okay, but I want to establish this skeleton for further analysis. That's why I did it this way, and you also do it this way in your initial efforts. And once you are used to with this processing, this analysis, then what you may do is this state and directly this optimal return. Okay, particularly in this problem. In another problem, it may not be possible, may or may not be possible to do the things like this. But the skeleton will be same, or you have to keep the same skeleton for all the problems. Okay, now that stage 1 is over. In this stage, there was no previous stage. So some of the terminology didn't appear in while during the analysis of this stage, and that will appear in the second stage analysis. Okay, so coming on to stage 2. Again, state. Here let me write alternative word, because later on I may not get the place to write that word. Alternatives. Okay, so first alternative, and then I'll manage rest of the place. Okay, state. Now I am seeing the problem till this point. Okay, alternatives I will be taking in between these 2 points, just these 2 points, this and this alternatives. Okay, but while computing the returns, I will be referring to the returns till previous stage. Okay, now here the Bellman's principle will be clear to you. What are the states? States now in second stage are 6, 7, 8. Okay, 6, 7 and 8, because at the end of second stage I should have reached to 6, 7 and 8. Now what are the alternatives available to me? First count them all. Whatever are all the paths in between these two, that is stage 1 and stage 2, that all are the alternatives. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 alternatives are available. Okay, as many paths you see in between these two stages, will that many number of alternatives will be there. Okay, so write them all. 6 alternatives are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and lastly I'll be finding optimal return. Now the skeleton is clear to you, and something new will be coming here, and that is what is called as dynamic programming. Okay, so what is the first alternative? 2 to 6, then 3 to 6, all the paths, then 3 to 7. Okay, then 4 to 7, then 4 to 8, then 5 to 8. Whichever alternatives are there, that all you have written. Now you immediately write, or while writing this alternative them itself, you write the return values corresponding to that alternative. This is 4, then is 6, then is 3. Okay, then is 9, and then is 4 to 8 is 12. I'm sorry, the circle is very small. I'll be writing it by black. 1 to 12, and then lastly 10. Alright, Now you know what you have to do, but one new thing will be coming, which was not there. New means which was not there in the previous stage. Okay, just because this stage has a previous stage to it, that thing will appear. Okay, right. Now if you want to reach to 6, that is for stage 6, is this alternative useful? Yes, it is. And if that is useful, you write this value, return value here. Okay. Now, as Bellman said, that return is to be compiled from two components. One is the return for the stage concerned, okay, and another is the return. Another is the optimal return till previous stage. Okay, now we are using this alternative to 6. Okay, so for going from 2 to 6, it is mandatory, it is compulsory that you will have to travel 4 kilometers. But the question is, what till 2? How 2 is reached? So 2 should be reached by traveling optimally. So optimal return for reaching to 2 is available to me in previous stage, and that is 7. So this is the second component which I must add. Here I have to add, but I alert you for this particular operation. Always it may not be addition, but here it is addition, because I know that the total distance is computed by adding the distances. Everything may not be computed this way. Here I know here it is obvious that it is computed by adding. Then if I want to reach to 6, this alternative is also useful. So first component is 6, and next question will be how 3 is reached optimally, and that is reached by traveling distance 9. 3 to 7 is not useful, 4 to 7 is not useful, 4 to 8 and 5 to 8 are also not useful. Then coming on to the next state, that is 7. How it is possible for me to reach to 7? So first alternative is not useful to me, second is not useful to me, third and fourth are useful to me, and that will be requiring me to travel 3 kilometers. Again the question will be how 3 is reached optimally. Okay, so second component must be optimal return from previous stage. How? And particularly for 3, in this case 3 plus 9, then 4 to 7. So first component will be coming from here 9, and second component is coming from how 4 is reached optimally. So 4 is reached optimally by traveling 7 kilometers distance. Then 4 to 8 and 5 to 8 won't lead you to 7. So we have written dash there. So by now I expect you have understood what I have to do in the next row. So this alternative, first alternative is not helpful to me for reaching to 8, second also not, third also not, fourth also not. Fifth and sixth lead me to 8. So the returns are 12 plus. How 4 is optimally reached, that you will have to refer from previous stage. 12 plus 7 and 5 to 8, this value will come here 10 plus how 5 is optimally reached, that is 6. Now you find the optimal returns for this states. Now here once again I will emphasize that these return values are the function of state and alternative. Okay, and this return simply is the function of state. Okay, so for reaching to 6, minimum distance I have to travel, which I can find it from these two values, 4 plus 7 11 and 6 plus 9 15. So I know if I want to reach to 6, 11 kilometers I have to travel minimum. Okay, for reaching to 7, 9 plus 3 12 and 9 plus 7, 3 plus 9 12 and 9 plus 7 here is 16. 12 is minimum. So it is in my mind now that if I want to reach to 7, minimum distance to be traveled is 12 kilometers. This process is called as memoizing. Okay, now the brain will store or the computer will store these values corresponding to this states. Okay, then minimum distance to be traveled to reach to 8, starting from 1, that is 12 plus 7 19, 10 plus 6 16. Okay, 16. And I know I can put the stars also to associate this 11. This 11 is associated with this, 12 is because of this, and this 16 is because of this, for some latter purpose. Okay, I hope this is understood. Then coming on to the next problem. Okay, not next problem, next stage. Stage 3. Now in stage 3, I have only two destinations, two states. Stage 3. Okay. So here you first write the alternative, even though that is not the first thing. Logically, first thing you should write is states. What are the states? 9 and 10. And what are the alternatives you have? You just look at this. How many alternatives are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Four routes are there. Okay, so you have to write all of them here. So first, second, third, and fourth. What are these routes? This is 6 to 9. Then 7 to 9 you may write. The sequence is not important. Then 6 to 10. Then 8 to 10. Then immediately after that you write the returns, corresponding distance traveled for each of the route. Here it is 12. Here it is 8. I'm sorry. 7 to 9 is 6. Okay, this is 6. I'll take an arrow and here I write 6. Okay, this is 6. And this is 6 to 10 is 8. And 8 to 10 is again 8. Okay, so having written those things, now if I want to reach to 9, I can use first alternative, and for that I will have to travel 12 kilometers distance. But now the question is how 6 will be reached, and it is expected that 6 must have been reached optimally. Okay, and for optimally reaching to 6 you have to travel 11 kilometer distance, and that is available to you by referring to just previous stage. So that is 11, 12 plus 11 here. Now whether this alternative is useful for state 9, yes it is. So first component is coming from this, and second, how 7 is reached optimally by traveling distance 12 kilometers. That is, I am referring to previous stage, and 7 is reached by traveling 12 kilometers. 6 to 10, you have to travel. 6 to 10 is not useful for reaching to 9, so put dash here. 8 to 10 is also not useful, put dash there. Now 10, 6 to 9 not useful for reaching to 10, and 7 to 9 is also not useful for reaching to 10. 6 to 10 is useful, and for 6 to 10 8 kilometer distance is to be traveled. And how 6 is to be traveled? 6 is to be reached. 6 is to be reached by traveling 11 kilometers optimal. And 8 to 10, 8 to 10 will also lead you to 10, and the distance to be traveled is 8 kilometers. So this is the return corresponding to this stage which is concerned, and the second component which I am writing is the optimal return till previous stage. So 8 is optimally reached by traveling how much distance? 16 kilometers. So here I write optimal return. Alright. So up to for 9 minimum distance to be traveled, this is 23 and this is 18. So whenever I am processing this problem in a scanning way, I can memorize that if till 9 minimum has been 18. Okay, even though there are many other values, but amongst all this 18 is minimum. Then for if I want to reach to 10, minimum is this 19 and this 24. 19 is minimum. Okay, so there is the interesting chaining of the stages. Every next stage is connected with the previous stage by a link of optimal return. Okay, then fourth stage, stage 4. Right, now what are the states? States are there are only two states as you are seeing, because between these two, right, between this and this there are only two alternatives. Okay, so what are the alternatives? First alternative is use route 910, and the return for it is 7. And second alternative is use route 1011. Oh, sorry, I'm not, it's not 9 10, it is 911. Then second alternative is 1011, and the distance is 6, and here will be coming optimal return, R star stand for optimal return. Okay, what are the states? 11 only one destination is there. Okay, now both these routes lead you to 11. So first component is 7 here, and how 9 is optimally reached, for that you refer to previous stage. Here now 9 is optimally reached by traversing 18 kilometer distance. Okay, 10 11 first component is 6, and how 10 is optimally reached? 10 is optimally reached by traveling 19 kilometer distance. Okay, so this is 7 plus 18 is 25, and 6 plus 19 25. Both the routes are optimal. Both these alternatives lead you to optimal. Okay, so no problem. Now we at least have came to know that shortest route has the length of 25 kilometers. All right, shortest route has the length of 25 kilometers. So here we proceed to find out the actual route. So this 25 is because of this as well as this, but I will be taking just one, and then for finding another route, because it is possible here in this problem, so I will be finding another route also. Okay, but at least one route is to be found out. Okay, so this is 25, and for making this 25, what was responsible? This alternative 10 11. This process is called as backtracking. Backtracking is for exploring the answer, means actual answers, actual solution. So 10 11. Now the question immediately will be how 10 is optimally reached. So we'll be going to previous stage, and 10 is optimally reached. You will have to find out what is the cost for this 19, and the cost for this 19 is 8 plus 11, and for which the responsible alternative is here. Third alternative, 6 to 10. So here you just go on putting 6 just before it. Okay, 6 to 10. Then again the question will be how 6 is optimally reached, and you will go to just previous stage, and here you go stage 2, and here you point it is the optimal return is 11. You point the cause for that 11, and the cause is yes 4 plus 7, and for this the alternative is 2 to 6. So here you write 2 6, and then how 2 is optimally reached by you find the optimal return for it. You find the components of it, from where had it come. It had come from this, and for this alternative is 1 to 2. Alright, alternative is 1 to 2. So this total is leading to distance of 25 kilometers. Now you may or may not find another route, but I'll do that. Okay, another route is this. Might be the, you travel 9 to 11, because this also sums to 25. So 9 to 11. Then immediately question will be how 9 is reached. 9 is reached by traveling total distance of 18, and this 18 is because of 6 plus 12. Okay, 6 plus 12, and for which this alternative is responsible 7 to 9. Then the question will be how 7 is reached. 7 is reached by traveling 12 kilometers distance, and for which 3 plus 9 is responsible, and this is the alternative we have used that time, that is 3 to 7. Alright, 3 to 7. Then lastly, how 3 is reached. 3 is reached by taking the route 1 3. So this also is 25. Okay, so this is how we find the shortest route by using dynamic programming. The terms, lastly, once again, we have seen in this problem: stage, state, alternative, remaining value of state. We have not used properly this phrase actually, but in place of remaining value of state, we have been using how that particular state has been reached optimally. Okay, how that particular state had been reached, because here we could not have used remaining value of state term. That will be applicable in subsequent problems. Return we have seen, optimal return we have seen. Okay, so next one or two problems should make the philosophy of dynamic programming very clear to you, and we will stop here. Thank you.